Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
We were muted. Wow.
Yeah,
All
it
types
was
of
doing all
technical
that.
difficulties. Well, welcome to Chicago, coming from the 606 Media Studios. This is the TCSF podcast with Big Z. In the house, we got JC, Dynasty Fantasy Football. Maybe Stevie-B will show up. I don't know. He might have a drinking problem. Maybe he'll show up. We got Serge. He's also working late night, apparently, so maybe he'll show up later on. But right now, we got me, myself, and JC, and we're going to tear the house down with tons of news. The TCSF podcast is brought to you by 606 Media, True Chicago sports fans, and Great Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to greatclothingco.com to get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt. Search for keyword True Chicago, and go and use our promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. That is TrueFan15. Get your shirts now. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, X, Instagram, hit that subscribe button, that share button, and if you're listening to the audio, smash. And if you're on the audio version of the podcast, please give us a 5-star review and make some great comments about our podcast that'll shoot up us up on the charts. Really appreciate that. And you can also support the show with a monthly subscription at anchor.fm/True Chicago Sports Fans. Go over there, and click the support button. You can subscribe for as little as 99 cents a month. All right. Episode 189, the Eclipse. It's called the Eclipse because the White Sox are far to be seen. Can't find them. This week, we bring back the Big Three with Big Z. We're going to cover 3 national stories: Caitlin Clark, the 2-night event of WrestleMania, and gambling in sports, specifically the Ohtani Rose debate. We'll get into all that, and then we'll get into our baseball teams who are, a week and maybe 10 days into it at this point. And the Cubs are red hot with Cody, and the White Sox are ice cold in this iteration of the Chris Getz White Sox. So let's get into the Big Three with Big Z. All right, JC, topic number 1, or how I used to say it, story number 1, and it is Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark, this woman is a beast, and I mean that in the most complimentary way. She has changed women's sports. She is what Steph Curry has done for the NBA and changed the dynamic of women's sports. Just a kick-ass player. I love her no nonsense. I'm going to go there and kick your butt. I'm going to, kick you in the teeth, and I'm going to tell you all about it. She came up short in the national championship, and that's okay. I really think that's okay because she's already set records with 3,951 points for her career. Just put Iowa on the map, change women's sports. Literally, people were showing up in droves to see her, whether it was in regular season or in tournaments play. She averaged 1,234 points a season. Career points per game is 28.42, 201 3-pointers per season, a total of 548. This is ridiculous. So she averaged 5.15 3-pointers per game. She leads as the NCAA women's basketball leader in career point scoring average, 3-point field goals, 3-pointers made, career assists per game, field goals made, 3-point attempts, free throws made, and free throws attempted, and not for just Division I, but for every single division of women's sports. She finished her college career with 17 triple doubles. This lady has put women's basketball on the map. JC.
Yeah, like I said, hey, I don't know if it was an AI generated trash talking session or if it was real. We're getting so good with AI now, like I can't even tell anymore. But she was calling out Bronny James basically saying like, if he can get drafted into the NBA, why can't I? So, I mean, that right there tells you where she thinks she is, in all of this. So, she's also gotten the offer from the big three for $5 million, which is heck of a lot more money than she'll ever make in the WNBA. Salary wise, now all the other, odds and ends, shoe deals, contracts. I mean, she is going to be rolling in money for years to come. There was an article today. Some of the older, WNBA players are, kind of talking some smack that, oh, she's been playing against 18-year-olds. And
I got the clip.
Roll the clip.
Oh, hold on. I guess I got to put the Bluetooth. I'm having all types of technical difficulties.
I'll keep going in the meantime while you get that loaded up. I mean, some of these WNBA players, they're saying like, oh, she's been playing against 18-year-olds, and now she's going to go against grown women. I'm sorry, like Steph Curry it doesn't matter. He's going against grown men, and he's still chucking up threes and making them, now don't get me wrong. Like we saw in the final game, she was chucking up shots, she didn't hit that many in the second half there. Her team they were trying to put more on the team in that second half. But unfortunately the second half, the role players around her, they just weren't hitting their shots and, making it count when they could. Meanwhile, SC, they were nailing pretty much everything. They were finding the open person and they were just draining them. So like I said, it was in that third quarter, start of the fourth quarter, I was sitting there like, there's no chance. I mean, unless Caitlin really took over that game in the fourth quarter near the end, there was just no chance because the players around her, it was almost one of like you look at Iowa and then you looked at SC, and the SC players, I mean, they were just so much taller, so much bigger. Like they were just kind of pushing Iowa around. And unfortunately, it's sad to see, someone that did so great for the game, so great for, women's college basketball, for her not to go out in the way you hope. But at the same time, she can hang her head high. She did everything possible that she could to walk away with, just an absolutely amazing college career.
Yeah, she really looked like Superman in the first half, and then looked like Clark Kent in the second half. And they made adjustments onto her game, and what they started doing was using their size, and they've had the size. And they were a winning team, and they were overshadowed by Iowa's, Caitlin Clark aura, and that kind of screwed it up for them. So I got the clip up now, and let's play the soundbite from ESPN.
Right. When the college guys come out, they're waiting for them. I mean, Camilla's coming, Caitlin's coming. There's more than just that are coming. What will the league have in store for them when they get there?
Look, SVP.
Dana Taurasi.
Reality is coming.
Okay.
There's levels to this thing, and that's just life. We all went through it.
Of course.
And you see it on the NBA side, and you're going to see it on this side, where you look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time. Not saying that it's not going to translate, because when you're great at what you do, you're just going to get better. But there is going to be a transition period where you're going to have to give yourself some grace as a rookie, and it might take a little bit longer for some people.
Right on. That's perfect.
So, all right, I'm going to break this down. Then you guys can get your comments on there. Welcome to Stephen. Welcome, Stephen, to the show. Sounds like bitterness. Sounds like hate. Sounds like you a big hater. This woman has just put college women's sports on her back and literally put it to the forefront where people were watching, most watch women's games, most watch women's betting on women's sports as far as the college basketball. And she can go and play with the big three for Ice Cube and make a ton of money, still be able to do WNBA and make that chump change. And her endorsements are ridiculous. So her endorsements make more than her salary at the WNBA. She sounds salty. She sounds salty that she didn't get to make all this money because she was a good player as well. But if you're going to say there's levels to this, there's always levels to this. If you're getting drafted by MLB, you know, you're supposed to be a blue chipper. It's very rare that they start on the major league team. Very, very rare. You're going to start in the minor leagues. Yes, there's levels. You got to level up. Boxing, you do Golden Gloves. If you win, great. You go to the Olympics, great. And then you can go to professional boxing. Or if you want to go, you know, the other route of, you know, fighting overseas and then getting a record up, fighting bums, and then coming to be a professional. Yeah, there's levels to it. Everything has levels to it. But while her comment is not wrong, her comment was not placed in the correct time. This should have been she had done much for her sport. She put eyes on our sport. She put the sport on the map. Congratulations to her run. And I can't wait to see what she does in the WNBA. That should have been the comment, not this salty guy.
The opposing coach of SC said exactly what you just said. She to me, it was one of the best like speeches from a winning coach about another player on a team that I've seen in a while. Just basically coming out and saying, like, listen, she has done wonders for the game. I mean, I can't tell you the last time I watched a female Final Four.
No.
I said,
I never have. And I never will. I'm just kidding. No, I didn't have a chance to watch it.
You know, like the Angel Reese, like all like the whole storyline. I mean, it was like I said, you know, Caitlin got crushed last year by LSU, comes back this year. You know, it's that, you know, primetime game where it's like, all right, what's going to happen here? You know, we're going for it. But like I said, in the end, all be all, like I said, I mean, I think SC, like the players on SC were just so much taller, so much bigger. Like, I mean, they were just kind of bullying Iowa in that second half. And like I said, you know, like, yeah, they allowed Caitlin to kind of have her first half. And then they basically said, like, nah, anyone else step up and beat us. Like, and not only that, you know, you were watching Iowa play zone defense. You know, they were playing I think it was 2-3 zone, and it was just SC was making the passes to the open player, and dude, they were just draining them. And you know, I had someone literally say, well, Iowa needs to switch to a 3-2 zone, and I'm like, do you see that SC is much larger women like on that team? I'm like, you're gonna switch to a 3-2 and then give them the bigs on the low end? Like, that would be ridiculous. So like I said, it's one of those, you know, I thought it was a great game, but like I said, unfortunately for Caitlin, you know, she kind of ends her career, you know, unfortunately, on a low note.
Steven, anything to add?
No, just because of the fact I didn't watch it, and I don't really follow March Madness after the first couple, you know, days, because that's the biggest gambling day of the year. But yeah, I mean, I saw the post and I saw that, and I saw the actual comments, and I mean, everything you said about it, it's salty, it's jealousy, and a little bit of my eyes. But other than that, yeah, I don't know.
So I'm looking at the full 2024 WNBA draft order. Number one pick is I believe the Indiana Fever. I think that's their name. You have the Los Angeles Sparks at number 2 and the Chicago Sky at number 3 via Phoenix. The Sky also have the number 8 pick via Atlanta. They traded away a bunch of their talent this year. If I'm Chicago, I'm trading my 8 and my 3 for that number 1.
Who has the number 1?
Indiana.
Yeah, I don't see them.
Oh, and I'm saying Indiana will do it. I'm just saying, you Chicago, this is what you need to do. You trade up whatever you need to do. Send some hot dogs, some deep dish pizza. Some.
Well, I mean, you still have the chance that, you know, Angel Reese or, you know, one of these players. So I mean, like I said, there's a good crop of female players coming out this year for the Sky to, you know, draft. But
I don't think
I think
lottery sent out, but because it says 1 through 4 are determined by weighted lottery drawing of, so there's still going to be a lottery, I guess, for picks 1 through 4, and Chicago has a 7.6% of getting the number 1 pick.
Wasn't that Derrick Rose odds?
No, Derrick Rose was like 1% or something, 2%. That was ridiculous. But yeah, that's that. All right, let's move on to story number 2. WWE WrestleMania 40 was this past weekend. It is a two night extravaganza. It's been like that for a couple of years. I think it's a lot of wrestling for 2 nights, but I am an avid fan, always have been. And
did you get your spandex and your actual momentums and all that stuff?
Dust off the Undertaker because he got dusted off and came out this weekend as well. It was great. It was actually great, and I know some of you guys know what the end result was, but you had Cody Rhodes with finishing his story. He came back from being at AEW for a couple years, came back and tried to finish his story, which was to win the championship because his dad never got to win the championship. So he was doing it for his dad and so forth. Last year he came up short because Roman Reigns cheated. This year it was bonkers when I tell you that last match. You had everybody from the bloodline coming in to interfere, and you had one of the Usos try to help out. That didn't work out. Then you had John Cena come in, and John Cena got demolished by The Rock. And then just when you thought The Rock had the upper hand, the Undertaker comes out of the darkness and choke slams them to hell. And Cody was able to finish the story. But I'm going to tell you right now, man, wrestling has not been this hot, since the Attitude Era, which is late 90s, early 2000s. It is ridiculous. They're actually telling stories now that are long-term, which gets people invested. They're selling out every single arena. You have Jake Paul in here, who's I would say he's a full-time wrestler because he wrestles like every 2 or 3 months, but he's there. He's doing acrobatic stuff. He's actually showing like he actually deserves to be there. And he's showing the respect, but there was tons of great wrestling matches. And I can't believe that those 2 nights were just all bangers, man.
I got a question for someone who doesn't watch wrestling. With all the writing and the acting, who actually determines? Because it's like the All-Star game. It's stacked with talented people.
Yeah.
But doesn't everyone else feel kind of salty about them getting cut short or their story arc? Like, who writes their arcs? Like, I don't.
Oh, there's actual writers.
No, I know. But I'm saying, like, wouldn't like The Rock be a little salty or John Cena because they're bigger than life than the guy who just won?
No.
Well, none of them are full time anymore. That's the whole deal. Is the Rock is back because he's now with UFC, and now UFC has they bought part of WWE, or they own WWE, however you want to phrase it. So now Rock has like a investment, or he's on the board of all of this, so he has a kind of say. And John Cena, he's been acting in movies, so for him to even show up was kind of I assume was a surprise.
Yeah.
Undertaker obviously is a surprise because he hung up the boots and the hat twice or 3 times that I know of.
He hung it up once against Roman, and he thought that was going to be his last match. And then they
offered him a huge payday.
Yeah, Vince said he needed to come back, and he literally popped up out of nowhere and just.
And I would assume that that's your favorite character, Jose, right?
Of course, it's the Undertaker. I mean, come on.
I would assume so because you have 2 dolls.
I do not have dolls.
They are not dolls, sir. They are action figures.
No, I know. I'm giving him a hard time.
How dare you?
Right, like you don't have your little dolls over there, your Captain America dolls.
No, I have the actual shields that I play with. Okay, that's an actual weapon. And comic books. So that's my thing.
This is the extent of my wrestling Funko Pop. This is all being gifts and so forth. So this is
nice.
This was actually a pretty cool showdown because they reenacted it. It was a great show. I mean, right now, what you have, UFC and WWE did merge with UFC.
Mhm.
It's called TKO. They're the head company and so forth. The Rock is a board member on there. And he came back and he tried to disrupt the story, and the fans literally told him to go fuck himself. They literally said, "No, this is not what we want. We've been invested in Cody. Finishing his story, and you can't take his opportunity away from him." And the fans kind of revolted and just rejected him coming back. So he went from being this I'm back as the Rock and a babyface to F you Rock, and then what he did, he transitioned to being a heel. And he was an amazing heel, just being a crap out of Cody Rhodes. And if you didn't see it, go look it up, because I was there at the Allstate Arena, Allstate Arena. I was going to call it the Rosemont Horizon.
I will say this though: the only thing that I did take away from it being in Philadelphia is the fact that it was like $18 for a beer. I saw something on TikTok where some guy was saying it was like $18 for beer. I mean, at this point, if I was going to go in there, and there's metal detectors, I don't know, clear bottles, man. Clear plastics are the key to getting away with that, because I'm not spending I don't know. Well, I don't know how much Jose spent on Saturday, and we'll get into that later on. But I will say this: that $18 for a beer, you might get one out of me, and that's it.
Yeah,
and definitely. I might be holding that thing the whole way through.
Yeah, no, I mean it was cold. It was cold the first night. It was 50 degrees with the wind chill. With the wind, I think it was maybe like 43. That's brutal for people that are not football fans. If you're a football fan and you go to games, you're used to that, or you're a football player, that's perfect weather. But for fans to sit there for 6 hours, that's kind of brutal.
I'm surprised they didn't have it indoors.
No, they've been doing humongous stadiums, so the bigger the stadium, the better. They've done it in Arizona, they've done it in San Francisco. They do.
Could have been better in Vegas, I think.
That is
they'll do it in Chicago once we have a dome.
Yeah, exactly. Once we do get that
2035 at this point,
whatever, WrestleMania 59, whatever it is,
it'll be the Rock's daughter versus Roman Reigns' daughter at that point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Why not? Right.
Or it'll be a wheelchair match or something.
Yeah.
A couple notable things about WrestleMania. You had CM Punk, Chicago's own, get involved and cause Drew McIntyre to get cashed in on, which means that Damian Priest, who is of Puerto Rican descent out of New York, to win the championship from Drew McIntyre, who beat Seth Rollins. This is important because there hasn't been a Puerto Rican champion in 50 years from that's just huge. Representation matters, right? We have a Puerto Rican champion since Pedro, I can't remember his last name right at the moment, but it's huge. You have Chicago connection, you have a Puerto Rican connection, and what I like that they're identifying with the fan base to make it more diverse. Well, go ahead, Steven. What you got?
I was just gonna say that if you want to see wrestling with Puerto Ricans, just stay in Humboldt Park like I do. But
Wow.
Yeah, well, I mean,
all right, that was funny. Okay, it's all jokes here.
How do you hate mail to Steven's sister?
How do you guys feel though about like Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson popping up in the ring? Like, I thought it was unneeded.
It is unneeded, but at the same time, they're Eagles. They're in their stadium. They were expected to win the Super Bowl, so you probably expected more of them. I mean, everybody's a wrestling fan. If you weren't back then, you probably are now, and if you're not now, then you're missing out on so much because they cross over into everything. Yeah, but definitely.
Like to me, like I just feel like wrestling, like I said, with the Logan Paul, with the KSI, with like I said, now Jason Kelsey and all, like and I do remember back in the day it was Mike Tyson and Shaq and even Donald Trump had the Attitude Era, the hair match and everything. But it's like, I don't know, like sometimes I feel like, all right, it's a little too much. Like, can we focus on the wrestling and the actual wrestlers that are again, and
I do feel the same way.
with
I do feel the
Gronk
same way.
and
There's always at least one gimmick match where they bring in something like that. So that's they had Snooki one year, like you said, they had Donald Trump. They usually bring in at least one or two celebrities to get involved, to bring some hoopla and get other eyes from other avenues into the wrestling world. So that's what they do.
Now-
but at this point, they're so hot that they're the ones crossing over into the real world. With all the media that they do, with being in movies and so forth, especially with John Cena and The Rock, you have that passion coming through from those fans who followed them from the beginning. Berto, Big Z, where's your Cubs fitted? Sir, I do not wear any Cubs fitted anything.
Not yet.
No. The bet is as a hat. It doesn't mean I have to wear a hat. I mean, I'm buying you a hat and you're buying me a hat. If
I know, but I never got the photo of you in the hat last time.
the hat doesn't fit.
I know, but I will go. What we should have done was gone to the Cubs store and had you put one on, and I should have taken a photo. That's what I should have done.
That was
but I
your
didn't do that. That was my fault, and I take blame, Berto. That is my fault.
There you
But
go.
I will get him to put this hat on at some point this summer. So it's all good, man. I got it. I got us.
yeah, we need to talk about this. You two went to the game without me.
That was
Hold on,
not my fault.
That is That is next segment. All right, let's transition to story number 3. We've got a mess with Shohei Ohtani. We got the whole betting issue. We got Pete Rose. So betting in professional sports, we have athletes who do it. What do we say? Should they be allowed to bet as long as it's not to bet their own team? Or on themselves or against themselves. Like, I can't play, if I'm Shohei Ohtani, I can't place a bet on Shohei Ohtani or the Dodgers or the opposing team that we're playing. But if I wanted to bet on the Cincinnati Reds, who have nothing to do with me today, this week, should they be able to do that? Or should they be able to bet on other sports like football or soccer or whatever, or not bet at all? What is your take, boys?
Do you want to go, JC?
I mean, I'll go. I mean, that's fine by me. I mean, to me, I say no, just because when you're in the MLB, I feel like you have insider information from time to time. Like, you have other players from other teams that are in your contact list, that you have information from trainers and physical therapists and whomever, where like, oh, this guy's got a blister on his finger, so he's not throwing right, or his velocity's down or his spin rate, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you have some insider information that most of your average betting people do not have. So to me, absolutely not on your own team and on yourself. Absolutely not. Now, again, as for other teams, I mean, if the casinos want to lose money, hey, go for it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, if they have insider information, I mean, to me, that's a little, like, I can't see casinos allowing it. But like I said, I mean, NFL players can bet on games. They just can't do it in facility or, on NFL time, like they have certain rules about when they can place bets and whatever, which is why a lot of these guys are getting suspended, because they're placing the bets on the team playing, or in team meetings, or while they're at the facilities, and they're not supposed to be doing that. When you get home at 8:30 at night, that's when you're supposed to be placing the bet, not while you're in the facility. So like I said, it's one of those, again, to me, that's more of the casino and the league issue, where they need to come up with some rules and be like, look, there's just no betting at all for players, for the integrity of the game. However, then you look at umpires and umpires' families, and you could go down the list, because I mean, already I'm watching videos of is it Angel Hernandez or Angel? Who's the umpire?
It is Angel Hernandez, the worst ump in history. Yes.
Yeah, where he's blowing 20 calls in a game, 17 towards one particular team, and like 4 versus the other. And it's just one of those where it's like, how does this guy even have a job?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, how is he allowed behind the plate?
Strong
As an
union.
umpire?
Yep.
I-
Strike.
I will say this.
I'm
You-
sorry. At MLB, like I don't care about union. You need to look at that and be like, I don't give a shit. Sorry, let me bleep myself. But he needs to go. Like 20 missed calls that's outrageous. And I know these catchers, everything's about, moving the ball and
Framing.
framing and everything like that, but it's still it's out of control. Like bring in AI, bring in the robots, baby.
I will say
yeah.
this. How can you keep track if someone is betting at this point, unless there's actual tampering of a wiring, like what Tani did, right? And then it's also hard to not have them bet when you're at Wrigley Field and there's DraftKings in the same building. Half of these buildings are filled with some kind of gambling center in each of these locations. I mean, you could have someone on the staff maybe run in there, but then they'll see you, or you could just, but it's like so tempting. Like anyone could like have insider trading and like, oh, can you, you're a fan, can you go make this bet? Yeah. There's so many ways that you get around with this, but it's like half of the league in any MLB, NBA, NFL, or you see DraftKings, you see FanDuel, you see what is it? Casino with Jamie Foxx sponsoring that. Yeah, MGM. Then you see Riverside Casino, and then you see Bally's, and then you see Fantastics or Cheap Jersey, whatever, Fanatics. Well, but you see my point. Like, there's so many opportunities where you could wiggle your way. And then if you're going to do that, it's a major scandal in my eyes. I honestly think that this is a scandal. MLB is going to like cover it up because one, he's a big time player. He's a pitcher, all this money. And then it's like, it looks bad because Pete Rose, what did he get in trouble for? Why is he not in the Hall of Fame? Because of that reason.
And he bet on himself to succeed, to win games, not to lose games.
Yeah, it wasn't like to throw the game, which is also like an issue.
Right.
So I'm just saying, like, it's really hard nowadays, social media, and I could go off like it's just frustrating, and also with the Dodger organization with that whole fan thing, because it all looks ugly for the Dodgers because hey, the fan thing.
We'll get into that. Yeah. We got that.
Yeah,
first.
so I'm just saying, Dodgers, that whole situation, I think it's a scandal, and they're just going to cover it up, and that's the part where I think it's going to go.
Pete Rose needs to be forgiven. It's already been how long? And now that you're teaming up with betting and everything else, you know what? You need to basically say, hey, you know what, Pete? It's been 25, 30. I don't even know how many years.
Yeah, right.
It's time to say, hey, Pete, you've served your time.
Yes.
You've done your time. So you know what? We are moving on. We, want to thank you for everything you've done for our game. You were an amazing player when you played for us.
Amazing coach.
But like I said, you know what? I'm sorry. Like I understand you're from another country. I understand you have an interpreter, but ain't no $4.5 million being transferred from your account and you don't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I transfer $50 via PayPal or Venmo. I get like 3 emails. Like
I bought Serge lunch and I got a flag.
But like I said, like $4.5 million, and you're telling me he didn't have to sign no paperwork,
right?
He didn't have to go through all kinds of hoops and different stuff.
JC, that's a wire transfer. When it comes to millions of dollars, and as someone like me and Z who worked at banks before, and I still kind of work in the bank, but not really. But my point being is like you need all that. That's a wire transfer. You need signatures. You need the person being there. There's actual like levels to all this stuff because that's not like $20 you're sending.
Okay,
this is
you could tell me like,
$4.5 million.
You could tell me like, oh, I have a money manager. They take care of that. You still have to sign off on that.
Right. You still physically have to be there.
Asking your money manager, like, hey, wait a minute, where's the $5 million going?
And if he's forging his signature, that's also illegal to do that as well.
That's
so
fraud.
It's fraud. Exactly. So this all stinks. But I smell like the river.
Money managers have the ability to sign documents on behalf of their clients.
But there's a limit of how much they can move.
Right.
So he didn't move off 4.5 million out at the same time. He moved out in increments. So, but still, if I'm missing $100 out of my account, I know. If it's 1,000, I'm literally having a heart attack. I'm leaving work. I'm going straight to the bank. I'm like, hey, what is going on?
Right. For someone who sometimes doesn't have $100, I would notice that right away. No, I kid. But no, I agree. This is like exactly what I'm saying. Like, it's just unbelievable to know, like, in my eyes, this is a scandal. They're covering it up. And I don't really believe in conspiracy theories like today with the Eclipse. All hell breaks loose. No. But my point being is the fact that I just think they're covering it up because he's such a superstar and does both positions, pitcher and
the only
offense.
problem is I don't think Ohtani can go play basketball.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No.
Yeah. And
it's hypocrisy by MLB.
Ice hockey, I don't think that'll work either.
No.
Football.
But he would, if he did get convicted, it'd be 10 years automatically.
So unlike Michael Jordan, I think they're just going to sweep it under the rug because they can't send him to any other leagues.
Right. So it's going to be completely hypocrisy by MLB because they're going to sweep this right under the rug because he's the face of the sport at the moment. But if you're going to do that, you've got to go to Pete Rose and say, hey, you know what? We're lifting the ban. Next year, we're putting you in a Hall of Fame. We're going to celebrate you and give you your flowers that you deserve as a player and as a coach. And you have to do that in order to sweep that under the rug.
Right.
You can't do one or the other. You can't have a manager who bet on his team to win games and then you give him the lifetime ban. You know, when he signs stuff, he can't put Hall of Fame. He can't put any kind of insignia on there. It has to be just his name. And then you got this guy over here who's been betting. And my money's missing, but I didn't know it wasn't me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and especially when it's games where he has, blisters on his fingers and, like it's some weird stuff where it's like, so you knew.
Do we know what he's betting on? Was that even suggested? What would, even if it was his interpreter, what it was betting on?
I don't.
Oh, there were bets supposedly placed on like the Angels when he was pitching.
So that's my point. I think the Dodgers, MLB. I just honestly
let me put allegedly. What I read.
You can put allegedly, and that's fine.
That's placed on games where he was a starting pitcher, but like he had blisters on his finger or something where, he allowed like 6 or 8 runs, during his starting pitching. So it was like an off day, but again, there was, rumor that, he had, blisters on his finger or whatever that, would cause him to not be able to grip the ball properly or, put the velo or the spin rate or, whatever. So like I said, I mean, if that's what his quote unquote interpreter was betting on, and he had the knowledge that, hey, you know what? I'm not going to have my stuff today because of this injury. Like I said, it's shady business.
No, I agree. And again, this whole thing stinks. So,
100%. All right, boys, let's take a quick break. And then we'll be right back with 3 Up and 3 Down. I hope you enjoyed the Big 3 with Big Z.
And I'm not.
All right. Let's go to commercial break. Here we go.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride. So do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15.
For 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
Hey guys, it's Steven.
And this is Sean, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans.
Don't forget to listen to Nowhere on the Weekend. New episodes on Monday. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, so we're going to go do a couple of shots. So let's kick it back over to Big Z.
Thanks, Shawnee boy. Welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fan podcast with Big Z. We got JC, Dynasty Fantasy Football, and Stevie-B, Steven Batista from the No Water on the Weekend podcast.
You know
boys,
it.
Yeah, boys. Yeah. You know it. It's time to talk some baseball, man. And you know what? I'm excited about this. So
I'm definitely excited for this one.
Yeah, I bet you are. Here we go.
Damn.
Perplex him with my slow ball.
1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. It is 3 up and 3 down. We're going to come up with 3 main points for our baseball teams, whether good or bad. We're going to show those 3 points. And we're going to start off with the red hot Cubbies. The Cubs took 2 of 3 from the Dodgers, my favorite team over there, my second favorite team. And they're red hot, man. So Stevie B and JC, go ahead.
All right, I'll start this one off. So yes, JC, me and Big Z went to the game on Saturday.
Horrible.
Well, you shouldn't have gone anyway because they lost. And of course, when I go to the freaking ballpark, they lose. So I accept opening day. I will say that they actually won.
I mean, you guys know I'm off on Saturdays. You know, you make a big deal about how you want to get me together with you guys, and we want to go drinking and all this stuff.
I only had 2 tickets, and plus you wouldn't have liked the seats, man.
Group chat, nothing.
You wouldn't have liked the seats, dude. It was like you're on Spirit Airline, brother. It's just like Spirit Airline.
Good old, hey, me and Thea at the game, guys. Selfies.
Wow. You sent the photos? Oh, I didn't. Yeah. Well, hey, it's 2 seats, and they're the bad seats because it was like on Spirit Airline. But we're there.
To be honest with you, the friend of mine that works for the Cubs told me I need to get a new group of friends. Yeah.
It's 606 Media, JC. I gotta cater to 606 over here because I could be like off 606 and be just straight function. I gotta cater to corporate.
I mean, you haven't been here in like 3 weeks.
Well, I can't do Sundays. It was 2 weeks. I can't do Sundays. It's just I can't do it.
Okay, you showed up a half hour late today.
No, it was actually 10 minutes. But plus, I couldn't have talked about the first first 2 actually. So anyway, Red Hot Cubbies, man. Geez, that's between me and you. JC, we're on the same side, brother. Like we're on the same side, brother. No, the Cubbies are red hot, and I like what I'm seeing. I wish they would have won on Saturday, but they didn't. Jose, Big Z over here had the biggest grin on his face.
100%.
And I was like, of course this would happen to me. It's my fault that I'm even here.
We took the series, so that's all that matters.
No, exactly. And I will say this. Nico Horner on Friday, that catch that he did, he earns that Golden Glove automatically. And another player for the Boston Red Sox did the exact same thing and hurt his shoulder, and you could just tell he was in pain. So for Nico to do this multiple times in the season and not get hurt because he's extending his arm and has to bring it back really fast or else he's going to pop his shoulder. This guy's a stud. Okay. On opening day, I got to see, Imanaga. I'm gonna butcher his name, and I'm trying not to. Shota Imanaga. I gotta practice that. But opening day, he was a stud. I won my bet on that opening day. He pitched lights out. Striking out Ohtani was amazing. I think you posted that in our group chat, right? I mean, these guys are showing.
I posted it.
There you go. Yeah. I want to wave that flag W all the time, but I'm just excited because these guys are proving me right. And I know they're going to win over 88 games. I'm going to get a new hat. This is why I'm excited because we're starting off really well. These guys are dogs. These guys grind. Their pitching is phenomenal. The guys are waiting for the ball to come to them. They're hitting when they feel like it's a good pitch, and they're walking. Like they're not doing anything wrong. They're not forcing their appearances. They're doing basic bare minimum of the fundamentals, and it's paying off for them. They're being patient. And I think it also shows about having a new coach and teaching that in summer league and going down. I think everyone's contributing. I think everyone's in a good vibe. It's just fun to watch them play. And just like last year, it was fun to watch them play, but I think this year it's a little bit more expectations. And it's just fun. I'm happy. JC, are you happy? Because I'm happy. Can you tell?
I'm thrilled right now. Like I said, I mean, I wish I had a bottle of bourbon from Surge, but like I said, I can't complain.
I mean, I'm drinking vodka
you were
right
here
now.
for it, but Surge bet me. He tried to make a bet with me, and unfortunately, I'm not a big betting kind of guy unless I'm like actually in Vegas. So the bet was, how many games we would take against the. I always want to say Texans, but
The Rangers.
Rangers.
And then how many we would take against Colorado. And I, of course, got it perfectly correct with, basically, what was it? One game from the Rangers and all three from Colorado.
Yeah.
So I guessed that correctly. I could have won a bottle of bourbon, unfortunately.
Wow. Well, lesson learned. If you're feeling, yourself. I mean, I won on opening day. I had Swanson, Belly, Shote, Imunaga. I know I'm going to keep butchering it, but I had him going for more than 6 strikes and the Cubs winning on opening day. It didn't look good towards the 8th and the 9th because Swanson and Belly did not have a hit yet. They did, and I won $55. And I woke up the next day because I don't look at it. And yeah, so I mean, I'm on a roll-ish, but I'll take it. So
All right. So the Cubs are 6-3. They are 1-2 on the road. So that's what worries me. Them playing on the road. Because at home, I think the atmosphere and they love playing there. That's great. But playoff teams win on the road. And that's going to be the caveat for the Cubs right now. Speaking of caveats for the Cubs got information on reliever Julian Mayweather, who was moved to the 15-day injured list this past Sunday. He's going to be out with for 4 weeks with a rib stress fracture. You also have who's your other pitcher?
Steele
out for a while.
Yeah.
So you're
and I will say that I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, the reason I say is like right now with the MLB pitchers are going down left and right, and that's crazy right now.
It's the UCL things, and that's you can't be. It's a major league problem, yes, because it's happening a lot. But a lot of these pitchers have been pitching so much. When you look at the travel ball they've been doing, the AAU ball, then you have the college ball, then the what do they have? The A ball or the before A ball. Then they're in the minor leagues. So they've been pitching forever. And now because spin rate is emphasized so much, the spin rate, how much that ball is spinning, which is going to give you that much more movement. So they're throwing harder as far as to get the ball there to get that spin rate. That's what's putting pressure on the UCL. All right. That's what's called the Tommy John surgery. When you tear your UCL, you're done for a year to 18 months.
Right.
That before that was a career ender, then it was 2 to 3 years. Now it's not that bad because it's a common surgery. But you have all these pitchers that have been pushed on. You have to have increased spin rate, and they took away the tacky stuff. Remember that you couldn't get the tacky stuff on the ball because the spin rate was too high, and pitchers were striking everybody out. Look what's happening now.
Right.
Look what's happening.
And I think the pitch count doesn't help. It helps the game, but I don't think I think it like you're rushing. But I get it. I get it.
I don't care about the pitch count. Nolan Ryan would throw 200 pitches a game, and he pitched for almost 20 years. I don't want to hear shit about any pitch count. Every pitcher has their own pitch count.
The increased velocity. It's the increased velocity as well. I mean, like you look at like these guys, like if you throw under 94 miles an hour now,
you're average.
Yeah,
you're average.
Like if you're not 97 and above, like you're middle of the road. I mean, you are below average. So to me, it's like you look at some of like how many injuries and all this stuff just based on, I mean, to get the velocity, to get the spin rate, like you're saying, I mean, it's putting a lot of stress on, joints that were not meant to do that.
No, I hear you.
Now don't get me wrong. Like I know they're using, cadaver tendons and all this stuff. And once you actually do the Tommy John, it's supposed to be better, but to me, it's one of those where it's like, I'm sorry, like the days of, Greg Maddux and Hendricks,
Kerry Wood,
where Kerry Wood was something different, but I'm talking
Mark Pryor,
where these pitchers pitched for placement.
Yeah.
In the zone, low, high, middle, all that stuff. Like those days are over. Now it's all about like, I got to blow this past you, or I got to get so much movement on the ball where like you have no chance. Where it's like, whatever happened to just like pitching up high and inside, where a batter can't hit that, like again, with all the analytics, what a hitter can and can't hit, or what they're most likely to chase after, or so like I said, to me, something's got to give. Where, like I said, and I'll tell you right now, like it's never gonna not stop being faster, stronger, harder. So, like I said, unfortunately, it'll be like before pitchers even enter the league, are they going in and getting artificial Tommy John surgeries before they even make it in the league, so that their arms are good to go once they're in the minors and before they're even brought up?
Yeah, you got to start in little league. You got to get that surgery. Little.
Well, that's the problem, is that they're being taught to throw this way in this manner since they're in little league. Like literally, I just pulled up Savant, which is how baseball savant.mob, and the top right 2024 top performers in splitter active spin. That's a stat. You got Cal Quantrill, Shota Umaga, Chris Bassett, Hunter Brown, and Dean Kramer, all in the 90% range in top spin or split finger. As it is, a split finger is one of the hardest pitches to throw as far as putting stress on your arm. So this is what we're trying to do. You're gonna end for disaster in this manner. Either give them the sticky back so that there's not that much pressure putting on the fingers and the UCL, the elbow, when they're throwing the ball. Or I don't know. I don't know what the other alternative would be, because they're gonna throw hard because they want to blow batters away.
Right.
I don't know what the remedy would be for this.
And I know I transitioned the topic because we were talking about pitching now, but
that's fine. That's your two topics.
Yeah, I think Cody's been red hot. I know we're talking about Cody, and he's doing really well. This guy's a stud. He's, the contract, if you look at it now, it's not a bad contract at all. He's performing. He's earning what he's showing that he's still worth what he's earning to get an extended contract, regardless past this season. I will also say this, Christopher Morel, this guy, man, talk about development, talk about the way he's grown from last year to this year. He shined when he, got a home run, the game-winning home run when the White Sox were winning. That wins hearts for all Cubs fans because it's a rivalry. Well, more so not really now, but it's more like a slaughtering for the Cubs and the White Sox. Cubs slaughtering. But I will say this:
home run in Wrigley is
and that's impressive too. There's an article on MLB. Jordan Bastion, I will say this: he asked the question to Morel if he could keep on going, and he said for right now it's more his mentality, his headspace, and having more confidence in himself, and to go one pitch at a time. I think that's where the philosophy where all the Cubs are right now. Everyone's taking pitches. Everyone's doing their homework on the pitcher. Everyone's, taking at bats, fighting off these pitches. If it's like, kind of close, whatever, they're taking the walks. Again, like I said, it's all fundamentals, and they're fighting off the pitcher. And every pitcher should be scared going against the lineup because of the stats that they have for walks and at bats.
Yeah, the Cubs are leading the league in walks and in defensive metrics. So they're getting on base and they're playing great defense, and the pitching has been pretty stable for the season so far. Again,
it's only been a week. I will say that, but it's exciting to see a week early on.
No one's knocking them. But remember,
Right.
you're still in second place. The Pirates are up there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the Pirates always, they have years where they start off hot and then just fall off. The Pirates are 8-2. The Cubs are 6-3. They're about to play the Padres tonight and this week. So you're looking at the Padres, and right after that, they go to Seattle to play the Mariners and then the Diamondbacks. So it is not going to be an easy road trip.
No.
But they will come home to the 1-8, I believe, 1-8 Marlins. We'll see if they still have one win then.
Maybe 2. I would say like 2 and
It's
whatever.
going to be a race for who has the worst record: the A's, the Marlins, and the White Sox. So those are your 3 teams So again, if you are a betting person, I would take those 3, bet them individually, and bet them as a parlay to lose every single day.
I thought about doing that actually.
Yeah, I should have did it today, but I had to write the show and make the graphic and change the graphic and do some other stuff. But that was on the queue because the fights did start early today. All right, any other Cubs news or happenings?
I will say this. We'll see how tonight goes. I have to buy the Fire Stick because I tried doing it on the TV that's 4 years old. Then I need to get the Fire Stick and get that taken care of to watch Marquee because
we'll just JC will help us off air with doing that.
That's fine. Yeah. Teach me the ways of how to buy a Fire Stick.
Yeah,
so
buy a Fire Stick. You go on Amazon.com and buy one.
Okay. Well, that's that simple then, ladies and gentlemen.
Or you go to any Best Buy, or I think Walmart sells them too.
Yeah, I have I told you I have an extra one. You just got to come pick it up and give me $20.
I think.
Perfect. I'll do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a great time when me and Big Z were at the game. I bought the tickets. And I got some chicken tendies. I got a hot dog, and then it was 2 beers or just one, whatever it was. It evens out at the end of the day. But we had a great time.
Yeah, I had a great time.
If I knew what section and seats you were sitting in, I would have made a phone call and gotten you guys kicked out of that game.
Technically, we weren't even at the seats after the 5th inning. So, I mean, you wouldn't have found us.
I would have been okay with it, JC.
Well, yeah, because they were winning. I mean, I was still having fun, but actually, I brought a jacket that heats up, so I wasn't cold at all. So, invest in one of those.
Unbelievable.
Sorry.
I was invited. You know me, I'm not buying. I would have bought tickets for that, but I didn't have the time to talk to my guy who usually sends me tickets, gives me a list of his tickets, and I usually go for that series. But
the best part is they're $50 a ticket, so
it'll be a lot cheaper when we go to the White Sox games, boys. All right, speaking of the White Sox, they lost again today to the Cleveland Guardians on Eclipse Day. And let me just tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the Eclipse not only did darken the world, but there is no offense for the White Sox to be seen or has ever been seen this season. They got 16 runs in their first 10 games this season, with 6 of those coming in a 7-6 loss to the Tigers in their second game. 16 runs in 10 games. It's the worst in club history. It's been like 50 something years. This is ridiculous. To have less than 20 runs or fewer in 10 games. I can't even say anything positive about the White Sox besides that we've had pretty good pitching when it comes to Crochet, when it comes to the rest of the guys on there. We had a couple of the relievers come in this game and actually give us great innings. But if the offense is not there and you're having 3 errors, you're going to get your butt kicked. If you're averaging 1.75 runs per game, you are going to lose every single game. I'm going to tell you that right now. There's no reason that this team should not be hitting. The kids that they called up are hitting. Moncada, he's putting the bat on the ball. Unfortunately, he's hitting a little too hard to every single outfielder. But we got Eloy down. Don't really care.
Luis Roberts.
Yeah. He can go, hi, mom. And you know what that means? Mom, go pick up this boy, get him off this team.
Mhm.
You got Lou Bob. He's going to be gone
2
for
months.
2 months.
2 months. 2 months.
2 months with a hip injury. The same hip that he had a couple years ago and he had surgery on. It's not the same grade of injury. It's a grade 2 instead of a grade 3. It's going to take 2 months. It could take a little longer. Let the man rest up and heal. What that means is you got to play these kids that you got. Everybody that's down there, bring them up. Give them the at-bats. We're going to suck anyways. Give these kids the at-bat and the opportunity to show what you got. And if they're not good enough, ship their asses out too. We don't have a fifth starter. It's a bullpen day. And we had Tyler Banks, and he pitched 2 1/4, 2 1/3. Shutout. He had 5 strikeouts and 2 1/3. Pitched great for a bullpen guy. That's fine. We don't have a fifth pitcher because we signed Clevenger. He's down in AAA getting some innings and getting ramped up. You could have signed Bauer. He was ready.
Yeah, we talked about this too.
The Mets signed him. The guy's ready. I mean, he's still. I've been watching a lot of his videos. He's ready.
Yeah, I think the Cubs should have signed him.
They just make dumb move after dumb move. And today, with everybody, every player, every coach, every person in Cleveland showed up extra early to watch the Eclipse, and everyone was in their stands, and the players and families and all on the field. Everyone got the little glasses on, and they went pitch black, and they're like, "Where's Pedro?" And the interview, he said, "Oh, I don't have time to be watching eclipses. I got to get ready for the game." I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
He should have been staring at the damn sun. Him and Chris Getz should have been staring at the sun and just going blind.
I think Tony Russo's already blind.
So right now, what you're doing is throwing darts with your eyes closed and see if something hits, because nothing is hitting.
No. I will ask you this, Jose. I will ask you this. Big Z, okay? They should have traded Luis Roberts when they had a chance to get something out of nothing, but they didn't. Okay.
They still have a chance. They still have a chance, and they're going to build around him. That's the only person.
That was my next question. Yeah. Who can they build around if he's not there? They have no one else that's a star or someone that shows potential, because they're all kids that they're coming up, right? Okay, if you want to build around this guy, build around this guy. My next thing, Eloy. Man, this guy's worse than Alex Caruso. Like, in getting injured. Like, it's bad luck on them. It's like terrible luck on them. And Alex Caruso, like, that guy plays hard and he's a better player and he's fantastic, but he just gets hurt and it's not his fault. But Eloy over here, man, you're just running to the base and he pulls something. You know?
That kid got paid super early. They paid him to buy him out of Cuba. You got a bonus for that. They re-upped him a little too early. They gave him that extra money. He has no drive. If I'm getting paid, all you gotta do is show up to the ballpark and play catch and try to swing the bat, and you're getting paid millions upon millions of dollars, you don't have that drive anymore. You don't have that drive to take care of your body. If you know you're injury prone, and I think I took a picture of that while I'm talking. If you're injury prone, why are you not taking better care of your body? Why are you not committing to seeing the trainer and seeing the nutritionist and seeing whoever, acupuncturist, massage therapist, see every possibility that you have to see to be able to get on the field and stay on the field for your team? Where's your pride? Back in the day, the trainer would take you to the back and whatever they would do, but I guarantee you they'd be out the next day because the trainer, the physical therapist was giving you a harder time with your therapy and making you feel like shit rather than you playing hurt. Now there's playing hurt and there's playing injured. There's a difference, right? Aches and pains, a little discomfort, that's fine, but playing, injured, that's completely different. If you're playing injured, where you're hitting a home run with one hand like Mickey Mantle, that's ungodly to do, right? That's completely different.
Right.
But this kid needs to go. By midseason, cut his ass. I don't care. I do not care. It's time for him to go. Now, Lou Bob, he's a 5-tool player. He's just had some random stupid injuries, right? It's not like Eloy where, spring training, I'm getting hurt on my elbow. Oh, I'm getting hurt because I got caught on the net trying to catch a foul ball. Oh, my toe hurts from running first. Oh, my hamstring blew out because I ran it first. Oh,
My
this 'cause I
thingy
ran
hurts.
first. Yeah, man, I had that. Go ahead.
I will say this for all White Sox fans, and you could say that I'm right or wrong on this one, but it does not look like it's getting any better anytime soon. I honestly think if you're a White Sox fan, it's not going to get better in the next, I don't know.
Find a second team to watch. Not the Cubs.
I honestly could say, and I'm not, you know me, I'm a total jerk, and when it comes to this stuff, but I will say this. It's not getting any better. And I don't honestly think the next 2 years to be competitive. I think right now it's rock bottom. I don't think next year you're going to start off like this or whatever the case may be. But if you want to, if Jerry wants to punish the fans because no one's going to the ballpark, because why should you? Because you're watching what on the field? You could be doing better things on a Saturday or a Sunday instead of watching this team, or even during the week. You could watch, Purdue and whatever tonight. You could watch the Cubs. You could watch NBA. You could watch the last part of the Blackhawks, NHL. You just could do so much more with your time. You could watch even this live podcast with us here, and it's be a better time than watching what's on the field for the White Sox right now. But it's embarrassing. And I honestly, like I said, it's not going to get better anytime soon. Honestly, I could say that with 100% in my voice, because what Jerry's doing, what the team looks like, you rush to get Chris Getz, and again, for whatever reason, he's, him. It's just, he's probably, maybe he knows his stuff. We don't know yet. It's too early, and he came into a fire sale, and right now it looks like it is a fire sale. I just don't think, it's going to get any better.
Right.
You could do more things.
So, thanks, Steven, for filling in there. I found it. I didn't find the graphic. I know it took a screenshot of it. But here's his injuries: ankle in 2019, April of 2019; elbow, July of 2019; hip, August of 2019; lightheadedness, July 26, 2020; his foot, September 24th, 2020; his foot, October 1st, 2020; pectoral muscle, March 29, 2021; groin, July 28, 2021; knee, September 7, 2021; hamstring, April 13, 2022; leg, July 13, 2022; elbow, August 23rd; leg, September 1st; hamstring, April 5th. That might have been opening day of 2023. Appendix in May; leg again in June; heel, August 4th; groin, August 16th; adductor, April 1st of 2024, which is disgusting.
I'm surprised that guy's not in a full cast or in a wheelchair.
He's played 36% of his games. 36% of the games. How do you put up with this, the White Sox fans? How do you put up with this? Hi, Mom. Pick his ass up. That's what it should be. Hi, Mom. Pick him up. Put him on the short bus. Let's go. Get him out of here. Ship him out. He needs to go. I don't care about the bobbleheads and stuff like that and his dumb faces when Robert steals the ball from him. He steals the ball from you because you can't catch. You can't play the outfield. You're the DH and you're getting hurt. All your job is go into the tunnel, into the back, do some jump rope, get on the bike, stay warm. That is your entire job. Go up there and swing the bat. I would kill for that job. Let me sit on the bench, talk some crap. Let me go warm up before my bat and then swing at the ball. It is not a hard job to do those things. Is it hard to play baseball? Yes, 100% it is. There's no way I can hit a fastball or a curveball or a split finger off those guys.
We're supposed to go to the batting cages and film that, but I'm digressing, but continue.
Yeah, I'm a softball player. I'm getting that slow pitch. Yeah.
I'll get a fast pitch. Let's go.
You guys.
Yeah, I'm down. JC, you're invited.
You
damn.
I'm just teasing. I give everyone a hard time, and it's all out of love. But
you sons of
I get your frustration, and as a baseball fan, as much as Big Z is, I don't feel bad, but I feel bad for the fans. That's where I feel bad.
And you're right. And again, this is just like the Bulls. Great atmosphere to go to a ball game. Got the new campfire milkshake. I'm not going to have it because I'm like,
that looks quite delicious.
It does look good. Maybe I'll take
not having that.
But whatever. There's tons of stuff to do there. Great food there. Great atmosphere. You can tailgate. Love all that. I do not want them to get a new ballpark. That being said, you're looking at John Breba on the IO for 15 games, Jimmy Lambert for 60, Jesse Schultens for 60, Shane Durand for 60, Matt Foster for 60, Matt Stassi, their catcher, for 10, Eloy for 10, Luis Robert for 10. Well, that it's going to take longer. This is disgusting. You don't have any talent. You don't have anything in the minor leagues. You're stuck in purgatory because you traded away your best assets and you're not going to get anything coming out of it for a while, or at least 5 years.
Yeah.
You don't spend any money.
Well, I mean, I was going to say the only thing is if they clear the cap space enough, they could actually probably go, buy some players.
But when has Jerry ever done that?
He's done that. He's actually bought players. The thing is that they've been past their prime.
Yeah.
Manny Ramirez.
Adam Dunn.
You're looking at all those.
Manny Ramirez.
Yeah, you're trying to put asses in seats.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's done. Let's get the circus in here. That's what that is.
There's got to go United Center here. They used to go there anyway. So
I mean, maybe the Sun realized the ways they're.
His son is not taking over the White Sox. His son runs the Bulls and only the Bulls and only run the Bulls. He's come out and said it, and even old man Reinsdorf has said it. Once he dies, they're selling the team.
Well, maybe that could be in the next couple years. I don't wish that on anyone, but I'm just saying.
But it's kind of like old man Rocky Wirtz, right? You're stuck in your ways of doing things the wrong way. The Hawks are only on radio, not on TV. We don't spend any money. How are you supposed to grow your brand?
Yeah.
And this is my other thing with baseball. If it's not on free TV, how do you expect kids to watch it? How do you expect to grow the sport? Yes, kids play, travel ball when they're young, but once they get to high school, baseball is not the cool thing to do. It's basketball and football.
I thought it was
very sexy because the NFL is on free TV every Sunday. Tons of games.
And I agree with that because I've been watching the Red Sox play because I haven't bought Marquee yet, and I'll get that Fire Stick from you. But I mean, yeah. I mean, now things are with streaming and everything going on, of course. Like if I was a kid and I had to, get streaming to get it, and if my parents can't afford that extra streaming, then I wouldn't watch the Cubs. But my mom right now has streaming and I don't because she could afford to have the streaming from Marquee. Will she share the password? No. But no.
Your mom won't share the password, bro.
Well, I'm an adult. I moved out. I could be my own man if I want to move out. If I go back home, sky's the limit. I ain't paying for anything. But I'm not doing that. I'm not leaving.
I would find out that password, bro.
Right. Definitely find out that password. And then share.
I know the password, but I don't know her email exactly. So that's my other issue. But I'll be fine.
2 or 3 emails of her. All right, Israel, chime in. I believe I believe Chicago teams are doing very well. You haven't been watching any White Sox baseball, Chicago Bulls, or the Blackhawks. Yeah, they're not doing that well.
I know the Blackhawks have been winning somewhat.
Yeah, they won a couple games.
We know what the Blackhawks were supposed to be. All right, we did not expect anything from them. We expected Bedard to do great. We expected him to set records. That's great. But we also
22 goals. Yeah.
We also wanted the number 1 pick. All right, Israel coming in. The White Sox are struggling a little bit. A little bit, bro. They're 1-9.
They're drowning. They ain't even swimming.
You can cancel the post-game show because there is no playoffs for this team. All right. I don't care how hot they get. There is no playoffs.
MLB gave them a 0% chance of making the playoffs right now, and it's only week 1.
They will win the division. Israel, how much you want to bet that they do not win this division?
I will put $500 that they will not win the division.
And I'll take another $500 from Steven's account and I'll put it on there for another $500.
Well, I don't have that much money to put double down, but
oh yeah, I think he's talking about the hockey. Yeah, he won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Israel, I don't know what you're smoking. That's some of that good stuff. Maybe off air, you'll share some of that.
A Jeffrey.
Yeah, exactly. A Jeffrey. He's gonna be rubbing the carpet on the wall. The White Sox are hot trash. All right. The only reason I watch is because I have to, because there's no way I can report on his team by not watching it. All right. You should see the faces of Chuck and Ozzy every post game. Ozzy even said it today during the post game. He's like, why don't we just film this one episode and play it every day they lose?
That's exactly what we should do. You should just have a voiceover of you ranting, and then that's it. And me laughing in the background.
Oh my God. All right, let's close this out. We're looking at, let's see. Moncada's a free agent in 2026, so we still got him for another 2 years. Eloy.
No one's gonna pick up his. Well, I don't know, maybe.
Eloy in 2027. Those are your two, big contracts. Benintendi, maybe he gets traded if he gets hot. He's also 2028, but that's your biggest paid player in White Sox history. 5 years, $75 million. So that being said, the White Sox definitely. Yeah, I remember who you are, Israel. I remember
who you are, Israel.
He says he still has faith for the White Sox. Hey, man, put your money where your mouth is, bro.
Yeah, man.
I'm a huge White Sox fan, and I know this shit ain't happening.
And I know it's ever going to happen because I'm a Cubs fan. So
Moncada to the Yankees. You know what? To be honest with you, I really think that the Cubs should go after Moncada because he plays a great third base. And I think with not having any pressure to hit, I think that's a perfect place for him.
We'll give you cash. That's all he's worth is just cash. That's what you guys want. It's just cash.
He will take Mickey's 2 strikes back.
No. I'm not doing that. I'll give you cash. You just take cash. Take cash.
Oh,
You're taking cash assets from every other team. You're going to take more cash from us. I'm not giving you any players.
And they're not going to spend it.
No, it's going to go in their pockets. And then the money I'm in.
Which McDuck over there with his pot of money.
Yeah. So.
All right, boys. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll close out the show with Stirring the Pot. So we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride. So do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15.
For 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
What up? It's Martin Moreno, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast.
Welcome back to True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast with Big Z in the house again. Is JC Dynasty Fantasy Football. We got Stevie-B, who's like a magician and disappeared. But it's that time again, boys. And you know what time it is. It is time for Stirring the Pot. I forgot what my Stirring the Pot was.
I don't think you put it in the group.
No, I didn't put it in the group. I believe we were talking about we were talking about, I forgot. Oh, Israel's still chiming in, waiting to see the Sox will get healthy again and be in a hot streak and take the division. It's going to be White Sox versus Cubs this year. You can print it. Israel, you're smoking that icky. Really good stuff over there, bro. Really good stuff over there. For Stirring the Pot, let's go over to baseball must-have. So when you get to the ballpark, what is the must-have? You walk in the door, and that's the one thing once you walk into the stadium, you gotta have. JC.
It doesn't matter if it's baseball, whatever. I always end up with a thing of nachos. Something about just nachos, cheese, and jalapenos.
All right.
You know, for whatever reason, that's kind of my go-to. At the ballpark. Obviously, beer here and there, but like I said, normally I'll try and find like a barbecue, like a brisket sandwich, or some sort of. I know the Bulls, the Madhouse on Madison has.
It's very good. It's delicious.
Yeah, very good. Like
300 level, 315 actually in that section, I believe.
No, it's on the 100 level too.
Oh,
yeah,
I only remember it being up top.
It's right by. There's like a pizza place as well, like right there. It's in like one of the like ends, corner ends. Can't remember the name of it. I don't think it was like Sweet Baby Ray's or anything like that. But like I said, but they'll have like a brisket sandwich or a pulled pork sandwich or something like that. But usually, like I don't like the hot dogs. It's whatever, it's the burgers are usually whatever, but like I said, I try and find something that's a little more interesting.
Me and Steven are gonna disagree with you. Steven, go ahead before I get in there.
So when me and Big Z go to a game together, the first thing we do is we get a dog. Okay, we get a dog with caramelized onions, mustard. I swear, if you put ketchup on your hot dog, I'm coming for you. I will take President. I do not put. Oh,
he's the ketchup guy.
Oh my God, Jason! You put ketchup on your hot dog?
Chicago style everything, and then I dip it in ketchup.
Oh my God!
You're a child. You're a child.
Yeah,
and I eat the peppers by themselves.
Oh, I eat the peppers by themselves. I don't.
I mean, but it's un-American. It's un-Chicagoan. I can't. There's 3 things that I can't do. I cannot have ketchup on a hot dog. My beef has to be dipped, and I will not be a White Sox fan. Those are my 3 Bible things. Other than that, that's what I live by. As a guy who's so Chicagoan, I eat, breathe Chicago. I don't go anywhere else on vacation. I stay my ass here because this is home.
Gene and Jude's.
Gene and Jude's is great. I don't ask for ketchup.
Yeah, because they won't give it to you.
No, I don't want.
No, they'll shame you for it if you do ask for it.
I bring my own.
I don't want to see it.
Chicago dog, so they can
I don't want to see it. I don't even want to see ketchup anywhere near me. But anyway, I need to get a hot dog, and then after that, because you need 2 hands, and then we'll have a beer.
If you get the hot dog from an actual, not one of the guys walking around, but from the actual concession, that's different.
Yeah, that's where we go first.
The ones that are usually steamed in the where the guys are walking around. Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
No. Those are horrible. No. You walk into the ballpark, you go straight to the concession.
That's different.
Yeah, you got to get the hot dog, or if you want to get the Polish, it has to be smothered in grilled onions. Grilled onions to be caramelized. If they're raw, no thank you. No thank you. I mean, I don't mind raw onions on a hot dog, Chicago style, but if I'm at the ballpark, whether it's the north side or the south side, first thing is first, I'm getting that dog, caramelized onions, putting some mustard, maybe a little bit of relish if I'm feeling a little venturous.
I'll put relish on mine.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't need the relish. Yeah. It's an extra, but I'm definitely putting the sport peppers on there. Celery salt and all that. That is a staple.
That's how you eat a hot dog.
Put the relish on
at the United Center. At Soldier Field, it's completely different. Just trying something new out there that's completely different. But baseball is hot dogs.
I'm being texted that the place is called Lily Q's.
Yes, Lily Q's.
Lily Q's. Yeah, that makes sense. Q's. Yeah, I think the only time me and Jose get along is talking about getting a hot dog first. But I mean, that's what I got to get, and then I'll get a seltzer, and Big Z will get a beer. It's just for me. That's the first thing I do. I got to get something to eat, and then I'll get something to drink, and then we'll go and get chicken tendies. Even though those chicken tendies at Wrigley Field are sad, I will say this.
Yeah, those were anorexic chicken tendies over there.
They're like this big.
Yeah, they were like chicken nuggets. They weren't chicken tendies. They were chicken nuggets.
They were like the size of the 5-hour energy shot. This is how big they were.
Yeah, so Chicago Cubs, we got a problem with you and your chicken tendies. The White Sox do it right. You get the big chicken tenders, and it's an actual tender that goes all the way across the plate, not that little cute box that you gave us with
a lot of fries.
2 pounds of fries and 3 nuggets. All right, and then you didn't even have.
Wait, you got 3?
Yeah,
I just want to say I have nothing to do with anything you guys are saying right now. You guys are trying to get me in trouble.
You don't work for the Cubs, sir. You do not work for the Cubs, and I'll call the Cubs out. That's fine. I don't mind calling the Cubs out because I do the same thing for the White Sox if they mess up.
I'll just say this: I'm not getting the chicken tendies, but I'm always getting a hot dog and a beer. I don't complain. I'm just saying I'm not going to get the chicken nuggets again. And I just want people to know. But hey, as your discretion, viewer discretion is advised. Right. But yeah, so I just need a hot dog. Just need a hot dog. Just a hot dog.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm every now and again, like the home run in pizzas, whatever, Like I said, that's not usually my thing when I go to a game. I mean, dude, the rooftops though in Wrigley, great.
Oh yeah,
Like,
tell me about those
burgers,
rooftops.
Like I said, the burger, the hot dogs, great. All you can drink, fantastic. Usually they have nachos.
Which one in
and
specific do I need to go to, JC?
I cannot answer that for you, sir. We'll get some more information, later on.
Okay.
But
that's fine. I was just asking a general question of not knowing any answer. I was just specifically saying as a fan of.
Well, I'm going to be honest. While you guys were bashing the chicken nuggets, I got a very horrible text about you guys.
Well, that's normal for me. That's normal for me.
Hey, this is no different than a Yelp review or a Grubhub review. This is just honest feedback. And if they can't take honest feedback, then guess what? You're in the wrong damn business. You're in the business of pleasing your customers. And guess what? I'm a paying customer because I paid for my damn ticket and I was inside the building. So if your food sucks, I'm calling you out. How is that different from any other influencer that has a TikTok and going to every restaurant and then just bashing you for having crappy food? It's just facts. Facts are facts. Fix your chicken tendies. Simple as that.
Wait, how much were they, by the way? I don't know. You bought them for me.
I did. And it was too damn much. I'll tell you that right now, too. Too damn much. All right. If you put ketchup on your hot dog, I think I'm going to put it on the Twitter right now. As soon as we finish off here, I'm putting that on Twitter. Go over to our Twitter account. And what do you put on your hot dog? Is it mustard? Is it ketchup? Or is it do you eat it plain? And if you do eat it plain, then that's a different conversation.
I will eat it plain before I put ketchup on my hot dog. I swear. JC got very serious right now, and I believe that text message was really bad for him to be so cold, straight face.
No, you're talking for like hot dog. I do mustard, onion, relish, everything.
No, but
I'm giving you a hard time because your face was stone cold, and I think it was a text message.
Yeah, it's.
All right, y'all. That is it for today. Thank you for listening.
JC's not going to be on the show next week.
He's not going to be on the next week's show. A big thank you to our sponsors, 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt. Search for keyword True Chicago and use our promo code TrueFan15 for 50% off your entire order. That is TrueFan15 to get your shirts now. Check out the rest of the 606 Media lineup. You're looking at Stevie-B here. He is from the No Water on the Weekend podcast. They publish every Tuesday afternoon.
Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday, who knows? They're
usually drunk. Yeah, they're usually drunk, so they never know when to push the send button on their podcast. A pop culture forward podcast that dabbles in funny trivia, film, television, and music, and Chicago-centric centric news and happenings around everything. They talk about everything. They're funny.
This one is really about Marvel, really intense, and I got Sean pinned against the wall on this one, so be sure to check it out. It's a lot of laughs too. So if you laughed here, you laugh here, you're gonna get a lot more laughs over there. So yeah. JC, how you doing, man?
He's on mute right now. Also check out the newest show from 606. It is Impossicated with Big Z, where I interview all different people from all tops. I can't even say it because I'm looking at JC's face. All walks of life, interesting people. There's 4 episodes out. The latest episode with Paul Shorter, a physical therapist and bowling enthusiast, is available now. And next week we have another episode popping out, so I'll promote that one out next Monday. But that one should be coming out every Monday night, maybe Tuesday, and that's also on Anchor, Apple, everything on YouTube, so you can find us there. Shout out to Ronesh Panic Serious Beats and Custom Made for the beats we played on today's audio version of the show. Check out paniconthebeat.com for your moment merchant gear. I'm still cracking up.
I'm crying over here.
So bye. Check us out on social media. You can find us at TCSF Pod on Twitter. You can find us on TikTok, find us on Facebook, IG, Spotify, and reach out to us on our email. We want to hear from you. If you got hate mail for Steven,
it's find me, nowatertheweekend@gmail.com.
There you go. Yeah, if you want to talk about hot dogs or Chicago Cubs tenders, True Chicago Sports Fans at gmail.com. All right, for JC, Stevie B, I am Big Z, and we'll see you next time for episode 190. And until then, be good to each other for the love of sports.